I wanted to ask you, when Simone finished her 400 too, you were obviously waiting to go.
Yes.
Standing up, piping up the crowd.
Yes.
Why do you do that? I mean, I know it's part of just your personality.
Like, just my personality. Honestly, I think it's really cool being able to have somebody like her. She's an idol, an icon, a legend in the sport, and being able to give the opportunity to somebody who is that great and giving their flowers when they're needed. And so all the time when I feel like, her being able to go out there and do what she's doing, this is a hard sport. She's 26 years old and she's doing big gymnastics, and so when you can succeed and do everything that you're doing, you should give people their flowers. And so in that moment, I just felt like it was needed, and it was the same like back in classics when she did her vault. I'm going to do the same in every event that she's succeeded very well, and so I was very proud of her. And yes, I still had to go, but it was really cool to see something so great and beautiful.
How do you feel like you're shaping up in terms of getting to be where you need to be for selection camp? Laurent said you've only been back in that gym for 5 weeks now?
Yeah.
But he said, he thinks that you'll be where you need to be when the time comes.
Yes.
Do you agree with that? And how do you get from where you are now to where you want to be?
I would 100% agree with what he said, knowing that I have only been in the gym for 5 weeks, knowing that I only had 2 weeks between classics and championships, and I did all 4. Is really like crazy for me to even think. And sometimes I'm like, man, was I even the one competing out there? Like, that's so crazy. But now honestly, it's just preparation and being consistent, because that's something that I was always great at, is always being consistent with everything that I've been doing, and just going out there and doing it for myself and being prepared. And so now it's just going up from here. I believe it too as well, going into selection and worlds and all that stuff, that I will be at the point that I need to be when that time comes.
And Laurent has given us a 3-minute warning. He wants you back home in bed, I think.
How have you supported Suni as well this year? Simone just touched on that you've been a big support for her. And how do you think she's coming along through such a challenging year?
I think, honestly, coming from the college era back into the elite world, it is difficult. I can say it's my second time doing it, and the second time was a little harder than it was the first time. But knowing that you have support and friends behind your back, and the difficulties that she is going through with her health and everything, it's really hard to know that you've been through an Olympic cycle and you're trying to do it again, but knowing it's in a different condition, you need people there to support. And I'm going to do everything that I can to make sure that I'm there for her, because she is remarkable and an amazing human being. So it's easier for her to lean on me than it is obviously for maybe the older girls, because I was with her during college and all that stuff. So I'm always going to be there for her, and I'm beyond proud of her that she was able to come out here and show what she did.
Jordan, you mentioned the difficulties of going from college back to elite.
Mm-hmm.
What specifically, can you elaborate on what it specifically has been such a challenge this time around?
This time around, I would have to say, knowing that I had such a great collegiate year with, my teammates and everything, it was a little more difficult leaving them. And as a person, obviously, I have not had a break, so it's really hard to really go back into the elite area. And I did take, some time off, about 2 months, to really make sure my mental and physical and emotional was all okay. So that's really where the difficulty part came into play. But, as a person, as a human being, I really enjoyed the vacation I had, because I know stepping forward and everything I'm going to do is all just going to be work, and I'm going to be able to feel amazing with my accomplishment at the end.
How has training at WCC and then competing with that group of girls affected you?
It's really cool. It's really amazing. Obviously, last year is when Jocelyn and Tiana came into the gym, and I was, doing worlds and all that stuff, and it's pretty cool and amazing to see their progress from last year to this year, and being able to be on national team with them and everything. And they're a fun group of girls. We laugh, we have fun in the gym, because that's what it's all about. I'm always about having fun and making sure we love the sport with as much passion and gratefulness as we can. And so it's really cool just to see their progress and get to enjoy their perspective on what the sport is for them.
Last question.
How do you keep such a good attitude all the time?
I think it's more so knowing that no matter what, at the end of the day, I'm doing this for myself and not for anybody else. My attitude is all about making sure, I'm going to be authentic to who I am. Yes, I do cry. Yes, I have emotional days, but at the end of it, I know that the cherry on top of an amazing Sunday is going to be something great, and so I kind of just see my life in that way. It's all about puzzle pieces. My life is a puzzle piece, and I just continue to make sure the pieces are fitting correctly, and so I can continue on with my journey.